As bureaus and speakers, we know that audiences want most of all to be inspired. They want to hear real-life stories of people who made a difference and know that they can make a difference as well. That's why when I wrote my new book, Stepping Up, I wanted to find stories of real-life people who had stepped up to create change in their companies and in their communities. I deliberately did not try to interview famous people or to tell stories that had been told hundreds of times before, but rather tried to show that each of us has the power to change the world in our sphere of influence. In my keynotes on Stepping Up, I have received so much positive response about these great stories and how it makes people realize that each of us can make a difference. The keynote is especially powerful for associations, as it shows the power of one person to create change. The stories in the book range from a homeless alcoholic who started a recycling revolution, to a shopkeeper who stood up to the mafia, to the first group of concerned citizens who literally helped start the movement that stopped the whale hunt. For this video, I just want to share one story among the many I tell. It is the inspiring story of two high school seniors who did something about one of the biggest problems we face today, bullying in schools. Bullying is no small problem. Every day, 160,000 students in America stay home because they're afraid of being bullied. And every year, over 4,000 American teenagers commit suicide, in large part because they were bullied. In the fall of 2005, David and Travis heard about a bullying incident in their school. A young ninth grader on his first day at the school had been beaten up for wearing a pink t-shirt to school and told in no uncertain terms by the bullies, "If you ever wear that pink shirt ever again, you'll regret it." When Travis and David heard about the incident that evening, they decided to step up and do something. They had watched bullying go on for 4 years, but that night they decided to act. Through Facebook and emails, they challenged their friends to wear pink shirts to school the next day. They personally went out and bought 50 pink t-shirts and tank tops. But the next day, even they were surprised when almost every student in the school, hundreds of them, showed up wearing pink, often from head to toe, men and women. That day, when the bullies saw the sea of pink, the main bully threw a garbage can in the cafeteria because he was so angry. But for the rest of the year, not one peep was heard from those bullies ever again. Their story caught the media's attention, and today there are regularly pink shirt days in scores of countries all over the world, all because two high school seniors who were not jocks, who were not football stars, nor a class president, decided it was time to step up. They just saw a problem and decided they should do something about it. This book and my keynote tell the stories of these people and show how each one of us can make a huge difference in our sphere of influence. I recently gave a talk on stepping up to an aviation association, and they asked me to use these stories to challenge their members to step up and make a bigger difference in their industry. The executive director of the association sent me a letter afterwards, and here's what he said about my talk, and I quote, "Dr. John Izzo's message on stepping up resonates with every level in an organization. It inspires each of us to do more, be better, and make a bigger difference. His session delivered motivation in real-world terms that made every one of us want to go out and take 100% responsibility. Well done and well delivered." If you have a client looking for inspiration, why not try recommending Stepping Up? I guarantee your clients have heard about people climbing Mount Everest, but they would love to be inspired by stories of people who are a lot more like them, about how each one of us can step up and scale mountains, the kind of mountains we face every day in our daily lives. If you'd like to watch me tell the David and Travis story before a live audience, just keep on watching this video. And if your clients are looking for a real-world, real-life, inspirational message, I'd like to talk to you about how stepping up could be the right talk for their next conference. Thanks for listening, and make sure we step up in each of our lives.
I believe that stepping up is seeing a need and deciding you're the person who can do something about it. I want to tell you about these two young men up here, David Shepard and Travis Pierce. They were just two regular 12th graders at a high school in September of 2003 when something happened that day at their school that happens every day in schools all over the world. A young student, 9th grader, new in the community, his first day at the school, shows up wearing a pink t-shirt. And it's not a good first day at school. All day long, by 4 bullies, he is beat up, abused, picked on, and they tell him in no uncertain terms, if you fag, if you homo ever wear that pink shirt ever again, you will pay a price. Now, besides the fact, it wouldn't matter if he was a homosexual. It happened to be he wore a pink t-shirt because his mother had breast cancer. That Travis and David happened to hear about it at the end of the day. They didn't witness it. They were just normal. You can see they're kind of nerds themselves. I hate to say it. That's important. They weren't jocks. They weren't the captains of the football team. They weren't the prom kings. They were just normal, everyday people like you and I. And they heard about it at the end of the day before they left school. And David said to Travis, he said, we need to do something about that. It's been going on all 4 years that we've been here at this school. We can't leave on our watch this school with this still going on. And that night, they planned what they called a Sea of Pink. That night, they went on Facebook, went on the internet, got on their phones, called their friends. They went to a local discount store, maybe even Walmart, I don't know, and they bought as many pink tank tops and T-shirts as they could find, and they asked students to wear those the next day to stand up to the bullies. When they came in the next morning, not only did they give out all the T-shirts and all the tank tops, but literally 400 students, almost every student in the entire school, showed up, dressed, many of them, men and women, head to toe in pink. When the bully saw what the sea of pink, he literally picked up a garbage can and threw it in the cafeteria. But as Travis later said on national television, we never heard one more peep from those bullies the rest of the year. And then he said this. He said, I don't think that David and I stopped bullying that day. But I tell you right now, if just each person in their sphere of influence would just step up and do what they could do, I think we could stop almost all bullying. And if you don't think that's a problem, think about this. Today in America, this very day, 160,000 students will stay home because they're afraid of being bullied. And 2,500 teenagers in America will commit suicide this year, primarily because of bullying. But David and Travis said, we've had enough, something needs to be done, and I'm the one who can do it. And I want to say to you, as you think about this theme of stepping up and being a leader, here's what that means to me in a role like yours. It means if you've got colleagues on your team who are not representing the Walmart brand in the powerful and compassionate way that many of you in this room are, it means that you believe it's your responsibility to do something about that, not just the manager of the store. It means that when you're there in that Walmart, you feel 100% responsible to represent the brand of this organization. Stepping up is about choosing to be a leader.